I am pleased to fight for the right to protest, as you have declaimed. The conference is much worse than that. It's the right to walk purposely down the street, going to buy a pack of cigarettes, or at the off-license a good centimillion, and you may never come back, as Mark Duggan never came back, as others haven't come back. When you talk about the police, I want to tell you exactly who you're dealing with. Because for 10 years, I was never not on bail, and it was never, ever any accusation of stealing. And Mrs. Howe, I never stole anything, generally. But for opening my mouth on the right of black people to enter modern society on the basis of absolute equality, or we would not enter at all. And I perceive it to be one of the last great battles of the West. Now, it is the first institution of that size, power, and range that lost 3 leaders in about 6 years. Let me tell you, Ian Blair, he came in at 2005. At 2008, he was gone, in disgrace. Sir Paul Stevenson, 2009 to 2011, he left in disgrace with his deputy. And no sooner they walked out of Scotland Yard, there was an avalanche of information that the press was sending to the Deputy High Commissioner, who's to succeed the last one, to give his daughter. And she got a job. Guess what? I think it's the son of one of them on News of the World. The police have descended into the most barbaric and corrupt institution in human history. And then when I see the latest one comes as Chief Constable from Merseyside Police, he came in at 2011, and somebody mentioned some crook. This is where his predecessor is a crook. He must suffer from the same disease. And I'm telling you, if you like gambling, take odds. He's not going to last 2 years. So we have an institution for law and order in the capital city of London, and they could not hold over the last no more than 2 years, and they've gone in disgrace. Sending packets of money, Rebecca. You know that is what was happening. You know, is that not your police force? Could they prosecute and stuff? They're sending money from Murdoch's Sun and News of the World in huge packets to pay police officers. But for a long time I knew that the police officers at times were operating out of the newsroom of the Daily Mail and the Sun and the rest of them. And I'm not exaggerating. And once you have that kind of institution which has degenerated to such depths, watch your back if you're an ordinary citizen going along your merry way one afternoon in Brixton. Duggan didn't watch his, and he died. Mark Duggan was executed. The facts are going to come out pretty shortly. I wonder if you think I'm exaggerating or anything like that. There were, coming up to Notting Hill Carnival, there are 2 huge institutions that the Metropolitan Police boast. One is Operation Razorback, and one is Operation Trident. Operation Trident are the gunslingers. Operation Razorback. They swarm on you, go to their computers, you find all your names come up pretty twice in Tottenham, and they look for you and ban you from coming to the carnival. And tell us, I was once chairman of the carnival committee, and tell us how we're trying to help you. So the Metropolitan Police is the most dangerous institution in this country. And especially when, like that football catastrophe, and they're now apologizing, they get more dangerous when they are pretending to be contrite. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that at all. And we don't even reach the question as to whether they can ban protests and the police will have to enforce the ban. We're not there yet. You can't get there. You're on your way to the protest from Tottenham and that student movement demonstration. And they stop you from coming home and turn you back and send you home again. You are not allowed to go, they say. Did you all know that? They were stopping people from coming to the demonstration, and they've got maps with all the alleyways you can pass through to get, say, from Tottenham to the West End where the demonstration was going, and you can't get there. They turn you back. A little more. I went to my minicab the other day in South London at the main office, and there is a notice from the police which says, in this street, in that street, in that street, in that area, in this catchment area, young people cannot stand together in two or more. Not even Stalin did that. So they stop you, or they charge you, arrest you, take you to the station, and keep you in cell overnight for standing outside the gate of your home for more than 5 or 7 minutes. I feel a bit nervous, because however much you go against them, there is always a residue in your mind that Scotland Yard is the best police office in the world. That the British Bobby is the best Bobby in the world. And he was not susceptible to taking a packet of money from Rebecca. That's where we have reached. And we're heading further down. We are heading further down. You see, ma'am, yeah, I'm not delivering a long speech. You see, I know these bastards because it's nothing to do with policing. It's just to do with brute force. And the last one is kettling. On the 9th of August, 1970, I was on one of the organizers of a demonstration in Notting Hill Gate. We started off at 4 o'clock, and I gave a little talk. We have complained to the police about the police, and nothing has been done. We have complained to magistrates about magistrates, and nothing has been done. We have complained to judges about judges, and nothing had been done. And brothers and sisters, we gather here this afternoon on All Saints Road to do something ourselves. There were 150 of us in 1970. And we were going to march to each station in the area, because they were constantly raiding a decent restaurant called the Mango, because he didn't want to go and they didn't want to give the police some money, bribes, to recommend him to get his license. And we went to Notting Hill, I spoke there, We went to Nottingdale, and I spoke there, and we were on our way across the Harrow Road, up Watnell Road, to finish the demonstration at Harrow Road Police Station. And as we were walking up there, suddenly there's this concertina movement. From the top, from the back, the police kettled us, squeezed us in there, and the fighting took place. And with 3 months after, I was charged with inciting people to kill police officers, with another 8 people. The Mangrove 9 trial. The trial lasted 55 days at the Old Bailey, and we won the case outright. All of those things that you see happening now, they are just resurrection of an old corrupt spirit. The day you believe that they're doing this specially against you now, you lost a sense of history and therefore guidance. Brothers and sisters, this is one of the last great battles of the West, the future of the United Kingdom. I look at, after the insurrection made its angry way from Tottenham all through the United Kingdom, and remember, there were young men shooting at helicopters with pistols, young black boys. The detail of what has happened over those few days, if you hear it, you must break out in cold sweat. There's a historical period that is finished. They stop and search anybody, not on the basis of reasonable suspicion, Your Lordship. I'm not taking this. You know which is the basis of it. That's gone. They stop you because you are black, and that's all. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not crying out for anti-racism charter. That's his fight to be finished. I have a grandson, and I said to him, how many times the police searched you? He said, 14 times. He paused a bit, and his mom, who loves him dearly, said, yeah? No, I'm going to finish now. I get... You see, I can't talk for 10 minutes on such a huge matter. And he said 10 times. And his mother said, once they don't find anything on him, and my wife said, what about his human rights? That is the issue of our time. Thank you for having me.